Hello, everybody. Hey, Lindsay. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Lindsay, I'm making you co-host. I'm saying good morning, but I know some of y'all are afternoon. I'm afternoon. What am I thinking? All right, we have about 4 minutes before we get started. If you're new to Zoom, and I'll say this a couple of times, but if you're on your computer, in the top right corner, you'll see where it says speaker view or gallery view. Gallery view will allow you to change your display and see other people's faces if they've got their video on. If you have it on speaker view, then that means that you'll see my face big on your screen. So really recommend that you put it on gallery view so you can see other people as they're coming in. And let's see, what else do I want to let you know about? There is a chat feature. So you can select on the chat. If you need to post a question or a comment, you can put that in there. Oh, hey, Kent. Y'all excuse me, my 17-year-old just walked into my office and he's being loud. I don't know he knows I'm even in here, so I'll be right back. Teenagers. Any of y'all got teenagers? All right, everybody's getting in here. I would love to see your faces if you feel comfortable turning your video on. And again, just reminding people that if you're new to Zoom, in the top right corner, there's an option for you to select speaker view or gallery view. And I think you'll enjoy gallery view more because if you put it on speaker view, you're just gonna see big screen of the speaker's face, which is mine. And I think you want to see other shops and owners and stuff. So you can do that. There's also a chat feature down at the bottom of your screen. If you're on your phone, you're not going to see the gallery view at the top right. You just swipe to the right and it will give you different screens. And the more people that are on the call, you may have multiple screens of people. So that's how you can kind of see different people. But so yeah, just want to let you know that we're going to start in just about 1 minute. Like right now on my computer, I've got 2 screens of people. So you can kind of swipe through there so you can change your view on there. All right. Get started here in just a second. All right, it's 12:30 and I do not want to take up anybody's time 1 minute longer than we need to. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Thank you so much. I know that y'all have got lots of things to be doing right now, but this is a very important topic. So I'm very happy to be presenting this to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I do want to let you know that I am recording this. So if you hate taking notes, sit back, relax, listen, because we're going to send an email to you that has the recording. It will have the slides in it and a whole bunch of resources that we'll be talking about as we move through this class. So I just want to be sure to let you know that. And then one more time, if you're new to this, I know a lot of people just came on. In the top right, if you're on your desktop computer, there's an option to change your view. So there's the gallery view, which will show you other people on the call. And then there's speaker view, which is me. So you can change that if you'd like, although I'm going to be sharing my screen in just a minute anyway, so it's not going to matter that much. But there is also a chat option at the bottom. So there will be times where I'll be asking questions and you can engage by posting into the chat there or ask questions. You can also private message different people if you want to say something to that person in particular, then you can do that. So I'm going to go over here, share my screen with you so you can see the presentation. One moment. Oh, I clicked the wrong link. Here we go, present. All right, so you should be seeing my screen now. I'm just gonna take a quick second to just do a couple of little things here real quick. I just wanna be sure, so if somebody can give me a thumbs up in the group chat, let me know that you're seeing my screen. I just wanna make sure and that you're hearing me well. Quick little checkup. All right, I don't see anybody messaging me. I'm gonna assume that y'all are seeing my screen. Lindsay, if you're not seeing my screen, shoot me a text. Lindsay is in on this call. She works with us at Shop Marketing Pros, and she's gonna be posting links and stuff in the chat as we move forward and answering questions. Oh, look, there's the chat. Let's see. All right, I think it's just taking a minute for it to come through. Good video, awesome. Okay, thank you. All right, let me minimize this. All right, so first things first, shout out, thank you so much to Woldpac and CarQuest Technical Institute for putting this together, asking me to teach it for y'all. I taught it last week to a very full class, and they asked me to come and put this on for y'all, and I was super excited about it because when my husband and I owned our shop, we were Woldpac customers, and we were a Euro shop and had an incredible, amazing relationship with Woldpac. And so to be able to partner with them now is makes me super happy. So thank you guys very much for doing that. So we're going to move on. By the way, I do want to let you know that right up here, when you see this, I have a poll. So we're going to go ahead and jumpstart this. I'm going to ask you my first poll question, which is, I'm going to put it on the slide here. I'm curious how you heard about this class. So you should have this poll on your screen now. Just go ahead and select your answer. And I'll be able to show you the results here in just a second. But looks like we have 25% of y'all, 30. Oh wow, you're coming in quick, coming in high. 47, 50% of you have answered, thank you. So how'd you hear about this class? Woldpac, CarQuest, from us, from our email, our social media, maybe a friend. And you see there, if the way you heard about this is not showing, I would love for you to drop that in the chat. So Facebook, thank you, Charlie. Email chain from a smart group. Okay, super cool. I love that. So let me end the poll and show you the results. And my dear friend Lindsay, if you'll grab a screenshot of this for me, that would be awesome. So Woldpac, no surprise. You guys they sponsored this, so thank you again to Woldpac. All right, so let's move on. We'll have a couple polls as we go through. Let me get this off my screen. Okay. All right. So, coronavirus. Who thought 3 months ago that we even knew that was a word? My mom, I was actually at Vision when I first really heard about it, and my mom called. She's 74. She has all the health conditions that you don't want with this virus. And so she is a worrywart. She tends to panic and freak out about things. If she doesn't have something to panic or freak out about, well, she creates things. Don't tell her I said that. Um, so I have to constantly calm her down. And she called me, and again, I was in Kansas City at Vision, and I'm like, Mom, calm down. All of the things that I told her would never happen are happening. So it's no surprise to any of you. That's why you're in this class today, that it's kind of a big deal. And so when I put the class out last week, a friend of mine messaged me. She's a shop owner, and she said, Kim, is it socially responsible for us to be open? And that conversation has been had more than once. And what I'm gathering is that shop owners, you guys, more than anything else, you need to be confident and believe yourself that you are an essential service. I was just on a Carmcast with Carm Capriota literally at 11 o'clock this morning, and we were talking about that then as well. Yes, you're being socially responsible. You have a whole new purpose in life right now with your shop. People, no longer is it that I need to get my kids to school or I need to get to soccer practice, but you're helping first responders get to the front lines. You're helping people get to the grocery store. You're helping goods and services be delivered. So even the government is calling you essential. Essential. You are important. You have a job to do, and that is keeping cars on the road safely. And so I think for her, she was worried about her staff, which you have to be. She had a story about, I think it was a service advisor at another shop had been exposed to a delivery. And I don't know if it was a tool delivery, a parts delivery, whatever it is. So it was a delivery person, and that could have been a pizza delivery person for all I know. And by the way, is that not important? The delivery people, we have to keep them on the road. So you need to talk to your team. You need to find out how they're feeling. They need to know that you are supportive and that you understand. If one of your technicians is living, and maybe his 74-year-old mom, like mine, with health conditions, is living at his house, he certainly doesn't want to be exposed and bring that home. So I think that you have to put measures in place, not only to protect your customers, but also your own team. Let them know that you care. Remind yourself every day when you wake up, I have a role to play, and that role might be different from what it was a month ago. I hope that even refreshes your purpose when you wake up, that I've got a really important role in this whole situation. Also, let's talk about the economy. We need as many people still working as possible. So keep those things in your mind, even if you have to continually remind yourself of that. There are going to be some things that you need to start and maybe you haven't done, or you haven't done in a long time. And there are things that you're going to have to stop doing. We'll talk about both of those as we continue. The good news, and you can thank my good friend Charlie Burke. He asked me to throw this in here. This was not in last week's presentation. I made a couple of changes. If you are not updated on the CARES Act, I want to encourage you to reach out to your Chamber of Commerce, your local small business development not association, SBDC Center, Small Business Development Center. ASA posted about this. Your coaches, if you have a shop coach, you need to reach out to them. Even in our business as a marketing services company, we're talking to our CPA and our banker. So you have resources. And on this slide, And Lindsay, if you haven't already, knowing her, she's probably already done it. There's 2 links here. Ratchet and Wrench has 2 articles that just came out in the last couple of days that are really good. I didn't have time to throw this in there, but Carm Capriota, his podcast website, Remarkable Results Radio, I don't remember the exact link. He's going to kill me. Nobody tell him that. But he put some sample forms on his site. Maybe Charlie, you were in that session earlier today and you asked about it. So maybe you can drop that in the chat for people. There are 2 different packages that you're going to want to take particular attention, paying attention to. One is the Paycheck Protection Plan, and one is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. I am not the guru in this stuff. I want to direct you where to find the information. But the super cool thing about the PPP is that it's based on your payroll, and you will get approved. What they want to do is they want to give you cash for, as it says here, for the next 8 weeks to keep your business in business. They'll pay your, give you enough payroll to pay your payroll. There's certain things you can and can't do with that money. You also have to spend it within a certain period of time. Your rent, your payroll, those types of expenses that keep you in business. And then of course the other one is a loan. So this is good news. This is a big, big, big deal. So take advantage of that. Go look into this, call your coach, call your CPA, call your banker, and look at that. I see some chat stuff popping up over here. So I'm going to take a look at that in just a minute. All right, more good news. Oh, I need to back up. Give me 1 second, y'all. I went too fast there. This is where I want to be. So I think PJ Leslie might be on this class today, but another set of good news is TechMetric. Super smart that you did this. What they did, and you can read the description here, they basically are pulling stats from 500 of their shops and putting it into this. They're calling it the TechMetric Index, so that anybody can take a look. And again, there's a link there. Lindsay can drop that into the chat. But this TechMetric Index is looking at these 500 shops. It's a wonderful cross section across all of the states, rural, urban. They're refreshing this every 15 minutes. And this is, I did this screenshot today, so it's fairly up to date, but you know, it was probably like 9 o'clock this morning. So what you're seeing here is the average repair order and the average car count across all those 500 shops. So while they're seeing a slight decline in the car count across the country, what's interesting is that the average repair order is higher than it has been. There was a little dip there, but I think that was over the weekend, and you'll see that it's coming back up. Now, when you go to this site, this is not the only graph that they have. If you keep scrolling down the page, it breaks it down by different region of the country, so on and so forth. So it's really good information. And if nothing else, hopefully it gives you some hope to know that you can be doing okay in these times. And so I just hope that that's helpful to y'all. All right. I'm really curious if anybody's heard of this book. I read this book a super long time ago when we had our shop. I'm not a big reader. My husband is a big manic reader. I wish I was more like him when it comes to that. But this book is Who Moved My Cheese? It's a short parable type book, easy to read. I did it, I think, in one sitting, and I have kept this book in my mind for probably 15 years. I think it's about how long ago it was when I read it. There's 4 characters in this book: Hem, Haw, Sniff, and Scurry. They're mice. And these mice are living their life. They're running through this kind of cheese maze, and they find their cheese and they eat their cheese. But the thing is, 2 of them start noticing changes happening, changes coming. They start seeing their cheese pile is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And those 2 mice say, you know, this is getting smaller. So I think that we're going to need to find some new cheese. We're going to need to do things differently. While the other two mice, oblivious, had no idea. And so one day they just show up and all the cheese is gone and they don't know what to do with themselves and they don't survive. Um, and all throughout the book, it starts giving you these different quotes that they call the handwriting on the wall. So while this coronavirus came upon us very quickly, um, the ones who are going to come out stronger on the other end of this are those who quickly notice what's happening, quickly adapt, quickly make changes to move forward. So this is a good book to read, whether you read that in this season or after this passes. It's important that you get on board, and you're taking this class because that's who you are. You know, there's a lot of shops out there who are just not really doing anything to change their marketing. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is what you need to be doing. I want to start off with the soft skills. So let me say this. Soft skills are things that we often think everybody should have, like common sense. Not everybody has that. Some of it can be trained, some of it can't, but I want to address your marketing soft skills first. This is the time to pull out the emotions, guys. Sorry, but you kind of got to do it. You have to show your human side. You have to be compassionate. I want you to be the resource in your community. I want you to connect with your community so that when somebody's looking for something, like quite frankly, Charlie Burke with Woldpac, he said, hey, let's be sure to talk to them about the CARES Act. Charlie's being helpful. He's being a resource. And in turn, I'm being helpful and I'm being a resource. So what can you put out there that's going to help people? Even in just your casual conversations with your customers, when you're on the phone with them and you know what they're going through, if there's something that you can transfer to them to give them some hope, or give them an idea or point them in the right direction, even if it has nothing to do with car repair. I mean, you have to do things differently. So one of those is going to be to listen, like really, I'm talking about up your listening ability, practice it, work hard on it. Because when people are talking to you, you're going to really hear this one thing and you can say, oh, you know what? I was just talking to somebody yesterday and this is what they said they were doing about that. Maybe you should call this person or call that person. People will know that you care. And while this stuff is stuff that we should be doing all the time, you have to really be on your soft skills game today. Be crystal clear, don't confuse people, and communicate often. I hear from people asking me, how often should I be posting on Facebook? Well, your audience will tell you when you're posting too much or when you're posting too little. Look at your stats. Are people engaging with your posts, liking, commenting, sharing? Are they private messaging you? How active is your Facebook page? And when I say Facebook, replace that with whatever platform that you're using. So communicate often, and then be helpful. Someone once said to me recently in this situation to be the salt, don't be salty, right? And so just be helpful. Are you helping people or are you hurting the situation? Okay. I want to let you know that this is free. There's the link right there. What we did was, there are some things that we know or hope all shops that are open are doing. Things like putting steering wheel covers on, sanitizing, using your night drop box, so on and so forth. So we went and created some graphics that are ready for you to use. When you go to that link, not only did we give you a link to Canva, a tool where graphics are created, it's a template. So I also created a video to show you. It's a short video that shows you how to use Canva to go in and make those graphics yours. Because what we're talking about today is you doing your marketing. We don't want your marketing look exactly like everybody else. You have your own particular voice, your own culture in your shop. And so we want that to come through on your social media. So we are showing you in that video how to change the colors, how to put your own logo on it, how to change the fonts, how to change the picture that's in there. Hopefully, you have a picture from your own shop that you're going to put in there instead of some stock image. So you can go to that. It's all free. You don't have to enter your email address to get it, or even though I already have your email address, I'm going to email you, like I said, the slides and all of that. So this is something I just want to throw in there to help you with your social media. You can use these graphics for letting people know what it is that you're doing to prevent the spread. All right, retention versus acquisition marketing. You need to know who you're talking to. When you create a social media post, when you write the copy or the content for your email campaign, when you pick up the phone and call somebody, when you send a text, you need to know who you're talking to. And so I want to first look at retention versus acquisition. I believe wholeheartedly that in this time of crisis, you're going to have to make a switch in your marketing to focusing on your current customer base. Is there a time for acquisition marketing, getting new customers? There is. We'll talk about that in a minute. But really, during a crisis, I'm telling you, I think you need to be focusing on what you already have. Loyal customers who know you, they love you, they trust you, they're familiar with you, they're going to recognize your voice when you call. So maybe now, and look, probably going to step on some toes here. I'm not going to apologize for it. I know that we don't like to discount our services, and coupons are so old fashioned. We don't want to do that. Guess what? You might need to do some coupons right now. You may need to do some things differently. You may need to brace yourself, get comfortable being uncomfortable for a little while, doing things that historically you didn't really want to do. And that might be offering a BOGO special. That might be offering some special offer that you didn't want to do. Put some loyalty programs in place, some VIP programs. We had a customer in our shop. Our loyalty or referral program, if you want to call it that, there were really two different things, but this guy referred so much work to us that at that time, what we were doing was we were giving you a free oil change for every referral. Every time your friend came in and said that you sent them, we put in our system that you had a free. Well, this guy ended up with 3 lifetimes of free oil changes. So at some point we were like, what's incentivizing him to continue to refer to us? And so, by the way, I see there's a lot of chats down there. I'm going to come back and look at that in a little bit. I just don't want y'all to think that I don't see it there. So he had, lifetimes worth of free oil changes. And so my husband and I talked and we were like, we need to do a tiered loyalty sort of referral program. And so what we did was we really just got to know our customer. And it sounds like a lot of work, but we customized it for them. So we knew that he really valued heavily spending time with his wife. They were foodies and they loved to go out to fine dining restaurants. So we would just gift him with a restaurant gift certificate, like a nice restaurant gift certificate. So think about what you can do to get your customers to refer to you, and then getting your customers to come back to you during this time. Staying in touch on social. Let me do this. One guy I just talked to earlier today, might be on this call, said he was desperate. Shop was really slow, and asked me to look at his Facebook page. He had, I think, 13 or 18 people that liked his page. If you don't have a big following on social, now's not the time to waste your time on social. And look, I'm a social maniac. Like I love to talk about using social. Go where your customers are. And if you don't have a big following on social, you may need to look at something different. But if you do, be relevant. It's important to be yourself, to be transparent. Let people see who you are. Let them know that you care, that you are compassionate about what's going on. I don't know if Greg Buckley is on this call, but if y'all are not following Greg Buckley at Buckley's Car Care, it's a must. Like, dude just does a brilliant job of connecting with his local community in a beautiful way. Anything he does, people look to him and say, that guy cares. And that's what people need to get when they're looking at your social. Let people know that you're still open for business. Change your Facebook cover. If I come to your Facebook page and you still have the same old cover image up there that that has nothing to do with right now, how are you treating your customers? What are you doing differently? That's a great time to switch that out. By the way, little pro tip, when you change your Facebook cover image, that creates a new post in the news feed. Click on your cover image and put a description in there. Put your phone number, put your email address, put a link to your appointment scheduler on your website. Because if you don't do that description of your Facebook cover image, then when it's in that feed and your followers see it, I call that a so what moment. They're just scrolling and they're like, okay, good. XYZ Automotive changed their cover photo, and they just keep scrolling. I want your post to slow their scroll. Slow their scroll. Think about your use of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. Think when you're scrolling, what stops you? Is it something inspiring? Is it something funny? Is it a helpful tip? What is it? That's your goal right now with social, is to slow their scroll, to be helpful, to be compassionate, and to show who you are. Another tip is what's happening in your community. In our community, parents are stuck at home, right? Everybody, everywhere. They're stuck at home with their kids, and somebody got this idea to do this teddy bear scavenger hunt. And so they're putting teddy bears in their windows. And then parents are getting their kids in the car. They're still social distancing. They're not getting out of the car, and they're just getting in the car and going for a ride. And they're looking for the teddy bears. That's all they're doing. So we have this big window in the front of our building. And Lindsay doesn't even know this. She's on this call. She works for us, but she's working from home. So she doesn't even know we're doing this. But we're getting this huge teddy bear from a friend who's Lysoling it very well. And we're going to throw that teddy bear up into the front window, take a picture, and we're going to post that on our social to tell parents, hey, here's another place you can drive by and let your kids see the teddy bear. What's happening in your neck of the woods? One of our clients, their community is putting Christmas lights out in front of their house or business or whatever on the ground in the shape of a heart. And I think that Nanette Griffin was saying they're doing something like that as well. If you go look at Griffin's Muffler Facebook page, you'll see that she did something similar to that. It was the Heart Hunt or something, Heart Hunters. And it was to say we love our first responders, people in the front lines. So figure out what's happening in your community and tap into that, okay? Let people know you're still open and what you're doing. Really what you're doing to stop the spread was so last week, but try something fresh and new just to share how you're helping or how you're staying relevant in this time, okay? Video, incredible time right now. And look, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't like doing video. Get over yourself. You just got to do it. You don't sound like you think you sound. Just going to be real. I hate my voice. My husband plays it on some video or something. I'm like, turn that off. You just have to get over it, and because it's the right thing to do right now. Let people see your compassion coming through. And look, if you're not the one that's compassionate at the shop, you shouldn't be the one on video, right? So who is that person that's going to be a great representative of the culture in your company, and it's going to be able to speak to people in a caring, kind sort of way? So get on there and use video. You know what I do? Sometimes I literally will just pull my phone out and video myself with the 100% intention of deleting that video. I'm just practicing and I'm getting experience being on video, reminding myself of what to do. I'll watch the video and I'll know, oh, okay, I do this when I'm on video. I need to stop doing that. So video yourself, throw it away just to get comfortable with it, okay? Quick little shout out. When I taught this class for AASP last week, I was prepping and looking for shops that were doing a great job. And I came across Tara Topol. This one is off of LinkedIn. And it's a video. So if you're connected to Tara, go look her up and watch the video that they put together. that's really just wonderfully done. And you can read her post and see how she framed it and what she put out there. And then this one, we have Lancer Service. She's spotlighting, look, you can come without even having any human contact. Drop your stuff here in the Dropbox, and then we're going to take it from there. So a couple of real life relevant today. Notice the comments, the reactions, all of that. So I'm going to take a quick little moment and just kind of look through. There's 28 chats here, see if there's anything that I'm just going to take a quick little peek through here, y'all. Thank you, Lindsay and Charlie, for posting those details. Okay, Kent's asking, I see that y'all are answering him. Oh yeah, weekly staff meeting. Talk to your staff, keep them informed, keep them updated, give them resources, take care of them. Let's see here. All right, I'm just taking a quick peek here. Canva. Yeah, hey Marianne, very customizable, so easy, y'all. And I gave you I'm gonna do a class on how to use those tools for social. That will come at a later time, but right now, you know, time is of the essence, we have to be smart. All right, we're doubling our 2019 loyalty rebates for the month of April, Jamie. I like that. Oh yeah, definitely the homepage image, absolutely correct. And what we've done for a couple of our clients, one in particular is not a repair shop, they're car wash. And if you want to go look at it, it is acleancarfast.com/coronavirus. But if you go to acleancarfast.com, that's their homepage. They used to have this rotating header at the top of their page. We got rid of the rotating header. We put just a coronavirus header at the top of their website, that when you click that, it takes you to that page where we're specifying what they're doing at his 4 locations. One of his locations is in Louisiana, where everything is shut down, y'all. We are in rough shape down here. And his other locations are in Mississippi and Alabama. And so he's addressing location by location what's happening. So maybe you create on your website one page dedicated to what you're doing to helping prevent the spread at your shop, what you're doing for safety, how new procedures you have in place. You can have one page on your website dedicated to all things coronavirus, which we did it for us. It's shopmarketingpros.com/coronavirus. So we have all that stuff in there, and you can be directing people to that. So I love what you just said there, Alan. Good stuff. Calling customers that already redeemed their rebates. Family photos for sure. Absolutely. I love that. That's as real as it can be. We've had a decent response. Anytime you can post pictures, that's real pictures of what's happening. I don't know if y'all can see the text messages that are coming on my screen while I'm teaching, but my friend just texted and said, we Lysoled the bear. So I'm going to be going to pick that up. All right. Okay, good. I'm going to come off of this. Oh, your Zoom video call in to help. Okay, that's very cool. I love that. That's a fresh new idea. So you're actually Zoom calling with your client while they're at home to diagnose it before they bring it into you. That's interesting. All right, and then again, Lancer, they were actually hiring during this time. This was posted March 18th, I think. I can't see the date up there. So this was right. You can see they're referencing coronavirus in this post, but they were hiring. And I just love this picture. Like, they all look happy. They're smiling in the car. Just a real picture instead of it being some fancy graphic that doesn't relate to their business. So I love that as well. And if y'all know Lancer Automotive, let them know, because I don't even know them. I just know that they did a great job, and I put them in here as an example. So I hope they don't mind. Okay, acquisition. Not going to spend a ton of time talking here, because I really think you need to, this is where you're going to pivot. And so, I can't say that word without thinking about the Friends episode. But Your marketing needs to pivot here. Think about acquisition. Is that where you really want to spend your time, your money, your effort on trying to convince people who are already living in a world where they're scared and not really trusting of new things and new people? People like, our whole world has been turned upside down, and so it's not necessarily the new time for people to be finding a new repair shop. So it's difficult to get new customers in normal times, let alone right now. So if you're doing okay, right? If you're feeling confident, work is good, you've got, I mean, I know shops who are scheduled 2 and 3 weeks out in advance and you're feeling confident about things, then you may want to keep your customer acquisition marketing plans in place. You might still keep doing Google advertising and Facebook advertising, targeting new people. What I want to encourage you to do is put lead generation tactics in place. So as the next thing there shows is, you may have an ad that's targeting new people in your community, certain age, whatever it might be, that when they click the ad, it's going to take them to a page on your website or a landing page where you're going to offer something to them. It might be a video with tips on how to do this or how to do that. It might be that you have a special offer that you want to give them. Whatever the thing is, you're offering something to them when they click and go to that page. But the only way they can get it is to give you their email address. So they're going to give you their email address, and then you're going to immediately, so this is where you've had this email campaign created. They give you their email address, instantly they get an email with, here's the thing you asked for. And then you're able to follow up with them, retarget them, and do all those things. So the goal there is getting their contact information so you can stay in touch. So we used to do this. We made an Outlook. This was before I had graphic designers that I could use. I literally went into Microsoft Word and I created a very simple little $25 gift certificate. And what we would do is we would give that to each of our customers when they picked up their car, and there's a place for them to write their name, and they would give it to a friend. When they gave it to a friend, if their friend brought it to us and made an appointment, they both got $25 off of whatever the service was or whatever. So that is kind of loyalty, but it's also customer acquisition. But look, I want you to really focus on what you have. Acquisition is great and good in normal times. So I hope I'm driving that point home. Depending on you and your shop, because every shop is different, if you're feeling okay and you want to keep the acquisition stuff going, feel free. But if you're not, it's time to stop that stuff and focus on your customer retention. You have a database of people that have declined work in the past. Now's the time to reach out to them. And on the call earlier with Carm, we were talking about, should you be focusing on maintenance or repair? And my answer is twofold. One, I think that more importantly than whether you're recommending maintenance or repair services is how you say it. I do think that today repair is going to trump maintenance, because again, let's go back to, if you've taken any of my classes before, you know that I'm a StoryBrand certified guide. StoryBrand, which I'm going to reference later, is all about the message. It's all about what you're saying, and it's all about solving the problem for your customer. Today's problem is that nurse can't get to the hospital to get to work to save lives, right? And so that's a repair situation. So think about what you already have. You already have a customer database. Call them, text them, email them, let them know. And then look, when you do reach out to them, have that compassionate human conversation first. How are you doing? You know, how are you doing? And if you don't know what their job is, ask them, how's your job going? Are you working? Because if they're not working, guess what? Maybe that's your signal to end that call very compassionately. But if they're still working and life is still moving forward for them, then that's a good person to talk to about trying to get them into the shop. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's coming across the right way. but just lead with compassion. Okay. Should you stop your marketing? The short answer is no. The real answer is you're going to need to pivot. You may need to slow some things down. You may need to ramp some things up. It depends on what we're talking about. So people are acting more out of fear than out of stats very often, and they're being extra frugal. So you're going to have to be considerate of that. What you definitely must keep doing is educating people. Be that person who has the resource, be that person who knows how to help someone. People are looking for someone to attach themselves to that is confident, that is bold, that's doing the right thing, that's compassionate. So why should that not be you? You're an essential service. People are looking to you. Stay in touch with them. So one thing, we had someone asking us about their SEO. So SEO, search engine optimization, is an ongoing long process. If you want immediate people, you're going to do a Google ad. If you're looking for a long-term process to let Google know that you are the expert in that topic, that's SEO. That is everything from your Google My Business listing, which, by the way, did you think to go update your hours on that if you've adjusted your hours? Did you think to go post something just like you would post on Facebook? Did you go post something on your Google My Business listing? You want to do that. So SEO is everything from your Google My Business listing to your Facebook page being properly set up and having all of the same information on your website as far as contact information on your Google My Business. And then it's also not only how your website is built, like the hierarchy of things, but it's also the content that's on your website. So while SEO may be one of the things to slow down, just know that SEO is one of those things that it takes a while to get going. And it's like the law of, is it immersion? I think I'm thinking the right thing. I feel like a dummy now. Where, it's really hard to get something going, but once you get it going, it's like a ship, like a cruise ship. You want to try to keep that going. So just be careful about what you're stopping and what you're starting. If you have a marketing company, talk to them. They should be advising you. They should be saying, hey, let's pivot this way and let's do that. Or your coach, or if you're doing your own marketing, step back, look at the whole picture. Think about all of the things that you're doing for marketing, and let's prioritize retention marketing things first. Then when it comes to the marketing tactics you're doing that are more focused on acquisition, put those in a priority order. And now if you're kind of slow, now is the time to dig in and create content. Build out some blogs for your website, build new pages for your website. Use your time wisely. So I'm gonna pause, and we're gonna do a poll. I want to know, this is probably a dumb question. I probably should have rephrased this a little bit. Have you felt the impact of your shop yet with the coronavirus? So y'all can go ahead and put your answers in there. I don't see them coming in. All right, do y'all see the poll? Because you're answering in the chat. You should be seeing a poll on your, don't see the poll. All right, let me try it one more time. Gonna put this up there one more time. All right, let me know if you're seeing it now. I relaunched it. It's up. Awesome, good. All right. Oh, cabin air filter. Yep, I think I'm going to talk about that. I love that y'all are putting these ideas in here. All right, so we have 43% of people answering in here. And it's 93% of you have felt an impact. 7% of you say no, you haven't. So I'm going to end the poll, show the results, let you see that. Lindsay, if you want to take a quick screenshot of that, I'm going to grab a little sip of water. All right, stop sharing. Here we go. Okay. So one more little thing that we put together is also, it's on our blog, and it is it's just a blog about what your repair shop can be doing to help prevent the spread. And if you have something to add to that after you read it, shoot me an email. We'll add your ideas on there. We wrote this last week, so that might be something you can take a peek at if you'd like. What about ads? Okay, so my first bullet point, common sense. What do you have in your ad? Also, do you even know what ads are running? Sometimes people create ads and they forget that they're even going. So stop what you're doing today and either talk to your marketing company, talk to the person that works with you at your shop who's doing your Facebook ads or your Google ads or whatever it is, or even if you're the one that's doing it, but it's kind of been put on the back burner, and you just like stop and look and see what ads are running for you right now. Are they going to come off as insensitive? Are they helpful? Are they solving a problem? Okay, great, then keep them running. But you may need to pause those ads and do something new and different. Put out some helpful information. Let people know I'm an essential business. Here's why I'm in. Sometimes you have to tell people why, because they think, oh yeah, you're an essential business, whatever. No, why are you an essential business? What are you doing? What are you solving right now? It's what we talked about first in the very beginning. You're keeping people on the roads, especially those who need to be on the roads. You're helping services get delivered and products and all the things that need to be happening. So do what makes sense for you and for your audience. Maybe you need to leave those ads running, but you need to adjust your messaging. That is a big, big deal. People are so quick to just write that Facebook post or write that email, and they don't really think about the tone and how it's coming across. You can't really read tone in text. So you just want to be careful that it's not coming off the wrong way. And then I think I've already mentioned, I don't know if this was on this class or the Carmcast earlier today, boosting posts. Maybe you take the budget you've been spending for, say, Facebook ads, and you put that budget into boosting posts. Here's the difference. And that could be a whole nother class just on Facebook advertising. But when you create an ad on Facebook in the ad manager, that is not a post that's on your page. That ad is targeting a whole specific group of people, and it's living in the ads manager, okay? But a boosted post is a post that's on your Facebook page. And what I'm going to tell you is probably opposite of what lots of people like to recommend. And that is, some people create a post and it's really not doing so well. So they're like, hey, let's boost that post to make it do well. Okay, if the post is already there and it's not doing well, throwing money on it is not going to make it do better. So if you have a post that's doing well, okay, that Lancer auto post that had it was the job, they were hiring, and it had the staff with the car. It had likes, it had comments, it had shares, it has engagement. People are responding to it. That is a good example of a post to boost. And look, on your Facebook page, you can go right above the cover image where it says Insights. You click on Insights, and it's going to tell you the numbers, the stats about your post and how it's doing. If it's doing well, put $5 on it, put $10 on it, and let that boost. It's going to boost that post. So maybe when we're talking about ads, maybe you pause your ads and you put that into boosting your posts that you're already creating, letting people know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay. So what do you say? Crystal clear. Very consistent. What you're saying in email, you should be saying on Facebook. What you're saying on Facebook, you should be saying on Instagram. You're going to adjust it to the platform, but the core of the message should be the same. Don't confuse people. And so let's talk about what to say. I mentioned this book a little earlier, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. I did not write the book. I'm not Donald Miller. I do not get paid for promoting it. There are two books that I've talked about them both in this class. Two books that, and my husband, and we read, he reads a lot, but books are always great, but there's only two books that have caused us to change our processes here in our own business, and this is one of them. This is going to help you create your message, and that's the whole purpose of the book. So he's got a great podcast. The book is fantastic. I have done several talks with Carm Capriota about story brands. You can go look those up and listen to those as well. But I would really recommend reading this book because it's going to help you understand what to say and how to say it. Okay. First, life is moving really crazy right now, especially if you're a shop owner or you're still working. So take a deep breath, right? Collect your thoughts, get yourself together. Don't allow the frenzy of everything to cause you to be making the wrong decisions. So let's calm down. And again, I keep saying this, but back up and look at the whole picture. Know who you're talking to. I already said this, people are really, that's a good word, desperate for confidence. They're looking for people who are assured. And one thing you can be sure of is how to fix a car. One thing you can be sure of is your processes that you have in place. And so people need that. They don't want people who are looking frenzied and out of control. Okay. And also I keep saying, deliver relevant, helpful information. Be the expert in what you're doing. What do your customers need? What are they struggling with? What are they worrying about? That's what you're going to address. That's what you're going to say. Capture their attention by relating to them. If you can make their life easier or less stressful, let's do that. Okay. Reassure your customers. Let them know what you're doing. This is a quick little example of one of our customers. And look, these are not beautiful graphics. These are raw pictures. We didn't have time for all the beautifully created things. We needed to be real and transparent. And this is the picture he sent of his key drop and the picture from his cleaning company of their letter for what they're doing. And so this is a little bit of a longer post, but it's what needed to happen. Okay. So just reassure your customers that you're there for them and that you're taking care of what needs to happen. I don't know this guy, I don't know this shop, but I think that AASP pointed this out to me, or somehow I came across this, but he did a video and he just sat at his desk, did a great video, very compassionate, and shared with people, here's what we're doing. So a reference using video, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use video, okay? Content, where do you get it? So the biggest problems that our customers have is, I don't have time to do this and I don't know how to do it. And content is often one of the biggest struggles, is I don't know what to put out there. So again, another book, they ask, you answer. You know, the whole reason why, let me back up. This class is being taught today, nearly 100 people registered for it. I don't even know how many people are in here. I think 70 something, or I don't know. I taught it last week. We had 128 register for that. Why? Why did this happen? It all came back to a question that one of my customers asked me at the very beginning. I mean, before coronavirus was even close to being a big deal. They said, hey, do you see what's going on? What do we need to do? And so then the next day it got worse and it got worse. And so we were already having that conversation. And when they asked me, how do I market my shop in a crisis? I've read this book. They ask, you answer. Your content is what your customers are asking you. You will never run out of ideas for content as long as your customers have questions. And some of their questions are ridiculous. Write a blog. Answer it in a video. And so when they asked me, what are we gonna do for marketing? I wrote a blog that's on our Shop Marketing Pros website. And then I turned it into a class, and AASP offered it, and now Woldpac is offering it. And so there's a reason why over 220 people have registered for this class, is because that's the question that's being asked right now. So read this book. It's going to blow your mind, and totally change how you think about what are we putting on social media? What's our blog on our website? We just taught a class at Vision based a lot on this book. Again, I didn't write it. I'm not getting paid to tell you about it. It's just revolutionary and very, very helpful and brilliant for Google and SEO. But whatever the question is, answer it in a video. Then you put that video on YouTube, you transcribe it, turn it into a blog, you pull out, some talking points out of that video and create a bunch of different social media posts. You include that video in your email. This is called integrated marketing. All your marketing is consistent, your message is on point, and you're saying the right thing in a compassionate way. So another book that's going to be super helpful for you. Okay. We have just a couple of minutes, so I'm going to wrap up here. Where do you get your content? We just talked about it. From your customers. Answer the questions that they are asking. And look here, who do you trust? Be sure that you're using trustworthy information. Listen to them and pay attention. So I'm going to jump over into the chat and spend our last couple of minutes answering some questions. I think I have one more poll to put up here. If I can get that screen to show up. Lindsay, see if you can see it. There's a poll in there where I'm asking what classes do they want coming up. I can't see. I don't know that you have that option. I don't know why it's not showing me my polling screen. There we go. Thanks, Lindsay. So awesome. So we are constantly putting together more classes. I'd love to know what topic you are interested in. So if you are seeing that poll, would love for you to go ahead and answer it. SEO, yep, I see that. Using Google My Business, by the way, using Google My Business, go to shopmarketinguniversity.com. We already have that class is already up there and it's free for you to use. So if you're one of the people that mentioned that, go ahead. So 20% of you have voted in this poll. Let's see if we can get that up a little bit more, 29%. Keep going. Facebook. So also, if you go to our shopmarketingpros.com website, then you'll see we have classes there. We have classes coming up next week as well. In fact, taking good photos for your shop, it's on the calendar. It's next week. You just need to register for it. Okay, so I'm going to end this poll, share the results so that you can see it. And Lindsay, if you want to grab a screenshot of that, that would be awesome. And I'm going to stop that. Okay, so let me look in the chat here. For those of you that don't know us, I'll just briefly tell you, we do your marketing. That is what we do. We get to know your shop. We custom create marketing for you that doesn't look like everybody else's marketing, and then we do it. And our shopmarketinguniversity.com has free classes over there. So thank you, Terry. Lindsay, thanks for putting that stuff in there. I hope that this has been helpful to you. Okay, so Jody, somebody just private messaged and said, you can't make updates to Google My Business right now. They're not even posting reviews. So we have not seen that. I'm gonna have to look into that, but thank you for sharing that because we have not, we haven't had that problem. So I really wanna see what's up with that. Car count is down big time, ARO is up. So that's kind of what TechMetric was seeing as well. I can't look through all of these, but I will look through them after. And if there's anything that we haven't answered, we will definitely get back to you. Thank y'all so much for being here. I do want to very sincerely mention again, our friends at CarQuest and Woldpac. Thank you so much for hosting this and putting this on. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Be sure to visit their website because they have online classes that they're offering as well. They just listed a whole bunch of new ones. Cecil Bullard is teaching. So be sure to take a look at that for sure. And keep in mind, I'm going to be shooting you an email that will have this recording. It will also have the slides for you if you want to look over that again. And then, of course, I would love for you guys to join us. We just started this, so don't go in and thinking there's hundreds of people there, but we would love to have you in our auto repair marketing mastermind group on Facebook. And then Charlie, if you're still there, if you guys have any Facebook groups that you want to mention, drop it in the chat. That would be awesome. And I'm going to come out of sharing my screen here. And that's it. So if you have any questions, I'll be here for a minute. If not, my email is kim@shopmarketingpros.com. Thank you so much for being on the call today. I hope that you have some very helpful information to put in place for your shop. Hi, Alan. All right.